Hello everybody and good morning. Good morning, good morning. Welcome to our 36-week Bumpdate update, starring me, Cari, and Rue. Although she wants to get away from me right now. You know she loves the camera though, because as soon as she heard it come on, she came right up here, look. She's trying to get comfy. Anyways, back to our 36-week Bumpdate update. How big is little man this week? Well, he's just under 6 pounds and right around 19 inches. So he is growing approximately half a pound per week. Could be a little more, could be a little less. In our case, he's probably just under that 6 pound mark. So, like I said before, he was on track to be about a 7.5 pound baby at birth. So we'll see. We're only 4 weeks away. Give or take a couple. Rue, I can't see my notes, honey. So what is that the equivalent of in everyday items that we might see? Well, a papaya. I don't know about you, but I don't get a fresh papaya very often. Normally if I have papaya, they are dried and in a trail mix. 2 plates of beignets. It's a French patisserie thing. I don't know. A chihuahua, that one I can relate to. And a Cabbage Patch doll. One of my favorite dolls when I was a kid was a Cabbage Patch doll. They had different ones. They had the ones where you could do their hair. It was really cool. Anyways, little man is about the size of a Cabbage Patch doll this week, or a chihuahua. So what's going on with him? He's pretty much ready to come out. If he were to be born right now, he would have very few issues. Maybe still some lung issues, but everything else is pretty well developed. The only major organ system that's not developed is his digestive system. And that's because he's only taking in amniotic fluid and whatever the placenta gives him. But his digestive system won't really kick in full force until he starts eating outside of the womb. So whether we're lucky enough to breastfeed or formula feed, until he starts eating outside of the womb, his digestive system really isn't going to be fully developed. His skin is getting soft and smooth, so that's really exciting. Nobody wants to hold a sandpaper baby, right? And his gums are rigid, so they won't be soft and sensitive for either a nipple or a bottle. They're hard, firm, rigid. They are ready to start taking in some milk. His cheek muscles are developing to get that sucking going. And he's also gaining fat on his cheeks. So he's gonna probably have some chubby little pinchable cheeks. And lastly, I don't know if I agree with this fact, but they estimate that babies in the 36th week are sleeping about 90% of the time. Now, that seems like a lot to me because I feel little man moving all the time. So unless he's rolling around in his sleep, he is definitely awake more than 10% of the time. He's moving constantly. Constantly. I love it. So that's really all that's going on with little man this week. What is going on with moi? Well, I don't really have any cravings still. Nothing sounds good to me. I'll have like a shake or something, but I mean, I've been enjoying ice cream, but I don't crave it. I don't sit here at night and be like, man, I really gotta go get a shake. You know, if I have it, I have it. If I don't, I don't. So it's just one of those things. I have been pretty emotional about some silly things lately. Like, I know I revealed to you guys with the nursery reveal that I cried because I was really upset with myself. Not with any of you guys, with myself, that we accidentally had a sneak peek a couple weeks ago. Obviously, I would have done the same thing. I would have commented, oh, there's a sneak peek of the nursery there. I was just upset with myself. But the other day, this is even more silly than the nursery. We did go through a fast food line, and I really wanted a cheeseburger. Meat cheese bun, that's all I wanted. So I asked for a cheeseburger, plain, which is cheeseburger plain with cheese only. And when I got my cheeseburger, it was just meat and bun. So I literally cried because they didn't put cheese on my cheeseburger. So I didn't eat it. But it was, by the time I realized it was too late to go back and get it fixed. So I just dealt with it. I wasn't super starving, but I really did want that cheeseburger. What can you do? I still have no swelling. Awesome. Super awesome. I'm so happy about that. My ring still comes right off. I do still have heartburn. I get it pretty much after every meal. I have to be careful about what I eat at night. If I'm eating enough at night. The other day, I only had cereal for dinner, which digests really quickly, making my stomach acid come right back up. It was not a thrilling time at 2 a.m. So I have to be really careful about what I'm eating at night, if I'm eating enough, if I'm eating things that are going to take longer to digest, because if I eat something that digests easily, my heartburn is crazy at night. I am breathing a little bit easier this week, but I don't necessarily think it's because little man is dropping at all. I think it's just because it's less humid out. Last week with the humidity, I was dying, but we had some storms come through, the humidity went away, and things have been easier. Also, I've been spending more time in the air conditioning, so I guess it's not exactly a fair assessment to say that, but when I do go outside, it is a little bit easier just because it is less humid. I have been quite tired lately. I am sleeping lighter. The cats wake me up, usually at least once in the night. So that's irritating, but cats will be cats, right? Yeah, I'm just tired. I wake up and at like 6:30 in the morning, I'm ready for a nap by 8. And then by the time I get home from like work and I lay down, then as soon as my head hits the pillow, I'm like, I'm ready to go. So thanks, body. Thanks for letting me take a nap. The baby could be descending at this point. I said it last week too. I don't know if that is the case with me. I probably won't really know until our OB appointment on Friday, because I imagine the OB will be able to tell. Like I said, my breathing is easier, but my heartburn is still there, and my pelvic pressure, any feelings down in my pelvic region, that has not increased at all. So I don't believe that he's descended, but you never know. This is my first pregnancy. I don't know anything about it, except for what I read in the apps. And even then I'm like, well, I don't know if that's happening. So yeah. A lot of you have asked how much I've gained throughout this pregnancy, and that's kind of a tough thing to answer. If I go from my pre-pregnancy weight, then the answer is 0, because I lost so much weight in that first trimester because I was so sick. I lost between 15 and 20 pounds in that first trimester over a span of 18 weeks, I believe. So it wasn't super quick. It was just over that span, I was sick every morning. I could hardly eat things. So I have gained weight back since then. So I'm still a few pounds under my pre-pregnancy weight, but I'm really close to it. So if you do all that, the answer is 0. But once I have started gaining weight, it's probably about 15 pounds. So things are good, things are healthy, nothing to worry about in the weight loss, weight gain department. The OB knows about it. We are all good. And let's see. It is time for me to look for some signs of labor. I don't think that I've had any yet. But I mean, if my water broke, I would probably know. Or if I had a really tight contraction, I would probably know. But if they start out like pretty mild, I don't really notice those things. So things that I should be looking for is the baby dropping, contractions, water breaking, lower back pain, which I have not had any of. I had some in the early 3rd trimester and the late 2nd trimester, just because baby was growing and things like that, but that wasn't labor related, it was just baby growing. So, sorry about this, bloody discharge I should be looking for, and even maybe some nausea or diarrhea, which I have had none of that. So obviously I'll keep you guys updated if I do. I have a hair in my eye. Anyways, obviously I'll keep you guys updated if I do get those labor signs. They not only will they be in these weekly updates, but they will be in the regular vlogs too, because obviously you all want to see Tiffany's reaction when I tell her, I think I might have just had a contraction. So that is all about me this week. That was kind of a lot, I think, but a lot's going on. A lot is changing. Things are getting here quickly. I don't have a product of the week for you guys, but I do have a tip of the week. Because this isn't something that you can really buy. If you are pregnant, if you're expecting, if you know someone who is expecting, I encourage you to get a hospital tour, or encourage someone you know to get a hospital tour, because I had one last night and it was very, very beneficial for me. I met with a coordinator. Now sometimes they offer hospital tours with certain classes, like baby classes or labor and delivery classes, but unfortunately I couldn't sign up for those. We waited a little too long, and by the time the next class comes around, little man's probably gonna be here, so it's gonna be too late. So I just called the coordinator and got the tour set up, and they showed me from start to finish where I come in at, where I park, where I come in at, where I go for the elevator, which floor I go to, when I get off the elevator, where I go to check in and say, hey, I'm in labor. And she walked me down the halls and showed me, you know, there's operating rooms here, so we're on the same floor. There's labor and delivery rooms here. There are a few postpartum rooms here, but most of them are on a different floor. I got to see what the inside of the labor and delivery rooms look like. The bathrooms. She told me some things that were available to me. They do have birth balls available. They have some tub rooms available if that's something I'm interested in doing. So it was really, it was calming in a way, because it made me familiarize with the area in which we're going to be delivering. But at the same time, it made it very clear that I will be in one of these rooms soon and little man will be here. So like I said, it eased my anxiety, but it also gave me anxiety, and it's really hard to explain, but I hope you guys are catching the gist of what I'm saying. So it was really great. She explained to me what happens after we deliver, how long we stay in the labor and delivery rooms, when we get moved to a postpartum room, some of the tests that they run, all of that. So it was really nice, and like I said, I think it's really beneficial for anyone who's expecting to go through a hospital tour. So if you know someone who's expecting, maybe not necessarily you, but if you know someone, just be like, hey, did you get a hospital tour yet? Because my friend Tiff and Cari say that it's really beneficial, and I encourage you to do it. So that's my tip of the week. I really don't have a product because I've talked about them all already, and we're so close to the end. So all I have left for you now is the baby bump. Let's go. Alright folks, what do you think of the bump this week? Is little man getting bigger? I think so. I think my belly is a bit bigger, just from observation. Again, not from looking at the photos yet, but I feel like it is. Yesterday when I had the hospital tour, the lady was really surprised though that I was 36 weeks along, because she's like, you are moving really quick and you do not look like, your bump does not look like you're 36 weeks along. So yeah, I think it's because I'm tall. So, but yeah, what do you guys think of the bump? Isn't it so cute? You only get a few more weeks of looking at it. So, all right, well, that is all that I have for you today. If you like this video, if you like our channel and you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button and hit the bell for notifications. And thank you for watching and sharing us with your friends. Rue says thank you too. Don't you, baby? All right, guys. Well, until next time, we will catch you on the flippity. Don't forget to follow us on all of our social media pages, especially the tweeters.